Hello there. We are today going to speak to an interesting individual. As you are all aware, the movie U-Turn, a remake from India, is now in cinemas and it's produced by our very own talented people. The remake was produced by our very own talented people here from home. But one special individual got involved in this project in terms of the music, in terms of the music direction, all the way from India. He's none other than Mr. Ramani Bharadwaj, fondly, lovely known as Bharadwaj from India, a very veteran musician, done a lot of work in India, in a lot of languages spoken in the country, and received international acclaim as well. A winner of the Kalemamani Award in the year 2008 in Tamil Nadu, a lot of experience, and for the U-Turn movie, especially for the Sinhalese remake, Mr. Bharadwaj got involved with the work here. Mr. Bharadwaj, thank you for coming to our studio and talking to us.
My pleasure too.
Sir, at the outset, let me ask you, you are what they call a giant in the music industry. India has a lot of talented individuals, a lot of musical talent, and you have selected to work with this movie, the U-Turn movie in Sri Lanka. First of all, let me ask you, how did you get involved in this?
Well, first of all, let me tell you that I've been coming to Sri Lanka for the past 2 years, and the reason being I was involved in one of the reality shows called Superstar in Shakti TV, and I was a judge in that television reality show. So I was kind of frequenting Sri Lanka then, and in the process I met the chairman of your organization, Maharaja organization, and he said that why don't you meet up with our the head of the filmmaking, Mr. Susar, I think. So why don't you meet him, and I want you to get involved in a particular movie which we are remaking, reproducing rather. So I was introduced to him, and he kind of asked me, can you make one song for this? I just made one song only instantly. Can you make a song for this movie? And he wanted me to refer to that Indian picture, U-Turn. And I accordingly sent him some sample tunes for that. They selected one out of that. And then out of what they selected, it was written beautifully by Professor Sunil.
Sunil Aryaratna.
And it was sung by Umara singer. And then I see, the best part of the whole thing was it was done all electronically. In the sense, I had sent the tune from India, and all these things were done in here, and then it was sent me in India, and I did the orchestration.
So you never met
any of these people? This is the first time in my career of more than 26 years in the film industry that I didn't meet the producer, I didn't meet the director, I didn't meet the lyric writer or the singer.
Right.
See, that was the beauty of this technology, and I got the tune sung by that singer. It was received in India, and I kind of put together, and it was again sent back to Sri Lanka electronically. And well, the best part is even I got the payment through bank.
So nothing was done when you were physically here. But that brings us to the question, Mr. Bharadwaj. Now, obviously, Umara Singhavansa and Professor Sunil Aryaratna also very professional.
That is why it could happen. See, we are all professionals. We know our job well. It was just putting us together for a job, and everybody did their job so well. So it was pretty easy.
Exactly. So how was it now? You have done a lot of work in India.
I have done more than 100 films in
India. And this is the first time
This is the first time I have done something outside the continent. No, I have done some US based work, but again, in my neighboring countries, Sinhala is the first time I'm venturing out of it.
How was that experience?
Well, there's always a doubt whether am I making it. See, film music is all about connectivity. You need to connect to the people with your creativity, with your music, and unless it sounds like their own song, they won't like it. Or rather, so I was very skeptical about it, whether I would be able to connect to the people through my music, the form of music. However, I also came to understand that Sinhala people and Sinhalese and local Sri Lankan people, they love Indian songs, Hindi music and things like that. So I kind of made up my own mind to do it in a particular way, and Well, I'm happy now. Since the product is out and people are liking it,
Yes.
so probably I guessed it right, and
Yeah.
it has worked.
Absolutely, yes.
It has worked.
It has worked indeed. As Mr. Bharadwaj said, a lot of professionals have been involved in this
Yes,
movie,
yes, yes.
and movie director is of course Mr. Channa Deshapriya. Now, when you take a look at all of this, Mr. Bharadwaj, you are not, as you said, not a stranger to us at the network. We know you. Sri Lanka knows you now through the work you have done for the U-Turn movie. Now, what is going to be the future for Mr. Bharadwaj and Sri Lanka?
Well, I'm a small fry as far as this is concerned. But however, I would say that this has really prompted me now to. I am also at a point in my career where I would like to explore outside my country as well. So I would obviously look to do more work in Sri Lanka in whatever form, first of all, and also I like to work with new generation people in Sri Lanka, and it is the combination of or the collaboration that works nowadays worldwide, globally.
Definitely.
So I'm sure that I would love to kind of work here also as well. And that was one thing. And another thing which I would like to do is, basically we are all experienced in our lives, and India is a country which produces more than 1,000 movies. And obviously the experience is too high for us, which I would like to share my knowledge and expertise, or knowledge, whatever I have, by kind of teaching or by supporting or doing some workshops or whatever for musicians out here, which will probably train them to reach better heights. That's what I have in my mind at the moment.
Absolutely. Mr. Bharadwaj, now you said you were a part of our Shakti Superstar
And that
program.
is, again, coming to another thing. For all this, I really I have to thank Shakti Group for having put me up to this point. I'm sure in future also they will support me, because you need to have somebody to put you to the right place and the right time.
Right.
And that has happened through this medium and media, and I'm very happy to that.
What is your message to our young and budding musicians, artists in Sri Lanka?
Well, first of all, let me tell you, you need to be a very blessed person to be a musician, first of all, because music is something which you can't create a musician out of somebody. He has the musicianship, or the knowledge of music has to be there in somebody to make it to become a musician. So you're all lucky already. Number two is that once you have that, now you are driven by the passion of that music or whatever. So you need to really work on it, and I would say that you need to learn the thing structurally well. You need to learn the job also. You can't just superficially do it. So unless you learn the techniques of it, or learn it very properly, and apply yourself hard work and pointedly towards your goal, and that's what remains because I for one can vouch for it, because we in India, we have tremendous potential, but same time tremendous competition. We are a big country with 1 billion people, and so we are there to compete with so many people in India, and we have come up that way. All the musicianship, or whoever has come as an artist in India, it's a lot of struggle. So probably I'll put that on to the Indian Sri Lankan people as well, where you need to really work hard and be focused and believe in yourself. That's the most important thing for a musician, because the art form is right inside you, and you are there to exhibit it, and unless you have that kind of confidence, the most important thing for a musician or the artist is self-confidence. That's the number one. The talent may also take the second term, but the ultimate thing is that self-confidence. And as they say, in today's world, you need to have an attitude too. So the combination of self-confidence and attitude, and of course your talent and the hard work, will certainly see through all these young talented people of Sri Lanka.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bharadwaj. Great words from a great musician from our neighboring country. I invite all our viewers to watch the U-Turn movie. It's in cinemas right now. Directed by popular cinematographer Mr. Channa Deshapriya, of course. Music of Mr. Bharadwaj.
The one is song. Of course, the background score has been done by another person,
Yes.
some local music director. But I have just done. But the whole film, I'm going to see it today.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it will do well. It will do well.
Absolutely. So we urge our viewers to also watch the U-Turn movie and judge for yourself how good this is, and that is what we have to offer to the general public. So thank you, Mr. Bharadwaj, once again
My
for
pleasure. Thank you.
being here with us. That's all we have for you. Once again, before we go, a quick reminder: U-Turn is currently in cinemas, and you can have a look. Thank you very much.